is the place where real dialogue matters.
Make some noise for that sound, man.
It is time to take flight with Audio Airstrike.
Everyone was stunned in disbelief as they heard the news of a helicopter crash that left 8 people dead, including the one and only Kobe Bryant and his 13-year-old daughter, Gianna. Fans across the world are mourning the beloved NBA superstar. Thousands of thank you letters have flooded the media on multiple platforms as people express a variety of emotions in a moment of despair that no one could have predicted. Gentlemen, Mamba for life. Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant. I just want to kind of gather your thoughts there. This has literally been the biggest news story of the entire year. And sadly, it has ended in tragedy. I want to get your guys' thoughts. What were your initial thoughts when you heard the news? How are you guys feeling? I'm here with Adam Keese, good classmate of mine, good friend of mine, and I'm also here with, you can introduce yourself.
Larry Randall, Glen Burnie, Maryland.
Nice for you to join us. It's been a long time coming, and I'm happy you guys are here, but I'm sorry it's ending on this. Not that it's ending on this note, but I am kind of wish we talked about a happier topic. What were your guys' thoughts on Kobe Bryant?
As far as the actual tragedy itself, I was just in complete shock, and I think shock might be an understatement. I got the news kind of in the middle of a nap. Everybody knows I'm the resident Laker Kobe Bryant fan, at least in my area and to most of my friend group. And so my phone just started pinging and pinging and pinging. And I just started getting immediately agitated. Like, man, I can't catch a nap on a Sunday afternoon. It's like you're thinking that somebody's just bothering you. And then you open your phone and you see the news, and then it's like the earth stood still. I didn't even move. It was just like I just looked at the wall for 10, 15 minutes.
Did you believe it right away?
No, absolutely not. When I saw it came from TMZ, it was like, TMZ, they're at it again. Like, why people fall for this? And it kind of made it like less disheartening when I saw where it came from. So I got up, started doing my thing. And then I couldn't let it go. So I went and started looking through my phone. All right, let's see. CNN got it. SNBC has it. All these other.
Oh, so you got it when the reputable places were getting it.
I got it initially from TMZ.
Right.
Okay. And then I went about my day. And then I was like, well, let me just see. One of those curious things. Then I started seeing it pop up. And the worst part is it was just fake stories. So it was Kobe and Rick Fox were on a plane. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, they took Rick Fox too? And then it was Kobe and his whole family were on the plane. And then it was Kobe and whomever else. They just basically just put people on the plane with them. And but one common factor was it was Kobe. And so that part was disheartening because obviously I'm a lifelong Kobe fan. I came up during the Shaq and Kobe era, and that was a lot of my childhood. I'm not exactly sure of you guys' age, but that's my entire childhood is Kobe, Shaq, going into high school. I was around for that. Yeah, just Kobe, and then, the Kobe Powell era, of course. So it was definitely shocking.
I had this weird progression into Lakers fandom was growing up as a little kid, we had Michael, of course, and that was it. It was the end of the school year when I was in elementary school. I could always stay up a little later and watch. And once Michael left, I didn't really have much of a team, but Shaq was always that guy. He was on Nickelodeon. He was on everything. And then Phil Jackson goes from Chicago to LA. They get this young guy, Kobe, and I was like, all right, well, these all are people that I'll start to like. And all through middle school and then into high school, I was pretty solid Lakers fan. And when I got it, I was scrolling through Twitter. I'll check Twitter every now and then, and that pops up, the TMZ report early, and I didn't have anything else. I was just searching around. People were the initial reaction of, oh my God, all this stuff, and we've been to this dance before. It happens, and celebrities have been prematurely killed, only to be find out they were fine. And I was like holding on to that, and kept checking ESPN, kept checking MSNBC, kept checking the reputable places, and it wasn't coming across. And there were like murmurs and things, and I was going to the movies. I was going to see, we'll get there eventually, but I was going to see 1917, and there's like a store in the mall that sells sports memorabilia right by the movie theater where they used to have the tickets.
Right.
And I walked in there, and they had their TVs on like CNN, and they were covering it. I was like, this is probably it. This is probably real. And still in disbelief.
It is very disheartening. I got the news from a group chat with my cousins, and they're basically saying, "Did you hear about Kobe?" I told them no, and they told me the news, and I was instantly didn't want to go anywhere. Instantly saddened by the news, especially the fact that him and his daughter were on that plane, that helicopter, I should say, and it's very, very unfortunate because there was so much that he wanted to do past the point of basketball. You're talking about somebody who we know he's one of the most decorated athletes ever. We know his killer instinct is the closest to Jordan we've ever seen. I understand that. But outside of that, he was able to not only morph into that, but he was also to morph into a better husband. He was able to morph into a better role model. He was able to morph into so many different facets past basketball. He was able to compartmentalize his mind to be like, all right, basketball's done, I'm moving on. And for him to sit over there and be like, okay, I want to tackle this, I want to tackle this, I want to tell stories, I want to do these avenues and things to help people out. Just his humanitarianism, that doesn't get a lot of spotlight on it. But the different efforts that he was able to do and the number of people that he was able to impact is just something very, very special. There's been talk from several players about, memories of him and different stuff of that nature. It feels weird saying rest in peace, Kobe Bryant, because you look at him and you go, guy's in phenomenal shape, and he's in phenomenal shape, was in phenomenal shape for somebody who's 40 years old. Cardio probably through the roof. You've been ripping and running for like up and down the court for doggone near 20 years. Your cardio is going to be excellent over many people. And for this to happen, unfortunately, and for so many people to see him loving life and this and that is very sad, is very unfortunate. And I will say this doesn't feel like a typical celebrity death. This feels like a family member passed away. And this is something that we're not too keen on when it comes to Kobe and whatever. One thing that he's able to accomplish is touching people's heart. Now, you being a fan, I know this hit you probably more so than any of the three of us here, any of the two of us here. So what were your initial thoughts at, one, the outpouring of love and support, but also I want to get your thoughts first on that, the love and outpouring and support, and people comparing tragedies, mainly, hate to say this, some people in the veteran community comparing the tragedies of those soldiers with Kobe, and how you felt about that.
Well, first, I do want to say, rest in peace and thank you to all the veterans who do serve. I think it's one of those things where people have to always point out that their house is burning down just because, you say your house is burning down. Two things can be true. You don't have to always compare and contrast. Well, my house is burning faster than yours, or, it's one of those things. But in terms of what I think about the tragedy and what I think about Kobe and the love he's gotten, I think it's about damn time. I think ESPN has used Kobe as the catalyst of, is this guy a good player? Is this guy a good player? They've only basically used him in a pretty disparaging way, in my opinion. And now it's finally like, all right, we can give him his respect, and we can start, recognizing the greatness that he had on the court. And not to say that they didn't think he was a great player, but to always constantly compare guys who haven't done as much or who are on their way to doing great things in their own right, just to put them up and get ratings. Because we all know the business. You say Kobe, the ratings go through the roof. You say Jordan, names go through the roof. So those guys are always constantly on the tip of everybody's tongues. As a fan, there's three types of people who are probably affected by this. There's the family, there's friends, and then there's the fans. I can only speak for the fan group, and this is one of the hardest deaths that I've seen, period. I was a big Kobe fan from probably the age of 8, 9. So you're talking about a lifelong, almost like a big brother, or almost like a slightly young uncle or something like that. So he's almost like family, and you watch him, and he grew from the young guy who was playing against all the old guys to being the main guy in the NBA to being the old guy. So you saw him through his whole life, and you felt like you grew with him. And as you grew and hit a certain stride, he was growing and hitting a certain stride. So it's almost like the parallels in your own life. You can see him in his. So it was hard, to say the least.
It's hard for the fans. It's hard for the friends. It's hard for the family members that have to immortalize and put to rest Kobe Bryant. So first off, we just want to give a shout out to everybody who's dealing with this tragic loss. Rest in peace, Mamba. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. I definitely want to keep his wife, Vanessa, in prayer. That is not an easy thing to do, to deal with. There's a lot of, all I can say is prayers to that whole family. This is a very hard time for them. He will definitely be in the Hall of Fame, the Basketball Hall of Fame, for sure. The logo might be debatable, but he will be in the Hall of Fame for sure.
They said, so this is his first year of eligibility. He'd have gotten in.
Right.
But they're saying they're not even going to vote. It was automatic.
They're just going to make it automatic.
Can we touch on that logo thing for a second?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. I really don't think they should change the logo. And this is coming from a Kobe fan, lifelong. I think the NBA is the only league that has a person as the logo, and that person's still living.
Gotcha.
Right? And not to go from Jerry West to Kobe, you skip a lot of people in the middle. And I think it's a sign of respect to one, but it's a sign of disrespect to a lot of in the middle, to me.
We all know it's Jerry West.
Yeah.
But the NBA refuses to admit that it's Jerry West. They'll say it's nobody.
Oh.
You're right about that.
I did not know that.
You can look up the image. It's 100% Jerry West, but the NBA has always denied that it's Jerry West on the logo. Or they won't say who it is, at the very least.
Either way, I look at it like this: regardless of what's been going on, I think Kobe is going to be celebrated, regardless if he's the logo or in the Hall.